Respect, Miss Chicago and everybody. Live, respect. Well, I just seen a story that really got me wondering why people do the things they do. This story is out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This 40-year-old woman and a 44-year-old man. This 40-year-old woman, she had three kids. She took her son to the barber shop, and the 44-year-old man comes in there, alive her, steal her stuff, which is kind of surreal. But here's the thing: they was married. He was a criminal. She knew it, and he tried to turn her life around. But he, the properties and houses stuff, because he was a criminal, he didn't want to get them in his name, so he got it in his wife's name. And something happened. He wound up going back to prison. She divorced him while he was in prison, and wound up marrying another man. So, with that being said, all he asked her was give back all the properties and transfer all the properties that he had put into her name back to him. So she didn't do it, but she was on social media flaunting. Mother said the money, and she brought other properties with his money that he had put into the property that which was in her name, right? And that's all he wanted. That's all he wanted. But yet she kept flooding it. And you know what? Some career criminal, he said, told her if she married that man, he would unalive him, and he would go back to prison. So he got out. Somehow he knew what she was and went and unalived her. She played a dangerous game. I'm not condoning what he did, but I'm not condoning what she did. Both were wrong in a sense. See, all she'd be still alive if all she did was just transfer all the property that he had put into that he had got and put into her name back to him that was rightfully his. She'd be still here, and her three children would not be without a mother. He was wrong for doing what he did in front of her son. And one of the three children that she had was the third one was his child with her. So I ask you, women, if you women and men, if you got a man or a woman that got something in your name, that you got something in their name in your name that belongs to them, and somehow they get locked up or whatever, and they ask for it back, transfer it back to their name. Transfer it back to the name because you don't know what's going to happen. And like I said, while he's in prison, some prison they got phones, they can see all social media outlet and what's going on with other people. If you're gonna do that, don't flaunt it. Please don't flaunt it, cause all that gonna do is infuriate the other person, and you don't know what they're gonna be capable of doing to you. So you got to be careful. Women, you got to be careful who you lay down with. You got to be careful who you marry. So do the men. So these are some vindictive people in real life. So the question is, the question I want to ask to you, we know he's wrong, but was she wrong for what she did? Was she wrong for what she did to him? Was she wrong for what she did to him? And she called herself a Muslim, and the closure when that don't have nothing to do with it. It has to do with respect. You married the man, he goes to prison, and you divorce him while he was in prison, and marry another man with some stuff in your name, which belongs to him. Then you go on social media, flaunt it, and he asks you to transfer that stuff that he, the property that he bought, but in your name, back to him to his name. So she is wrong, and he's wrong. Both was wrong, and he gonna pay for what he did. He gonna pay for what he did when they catch him. But she paid for what she did with her life. She paid for what she did with her life. If life is worth living, life is about life choices that you make. You got to make the right choice in life to keep living. Make the wrong choice, the wrong decision, you might find yourself in different situation in hot water per se. So this is a PSA. Please make the right decision. Please make the right choices. If you know somebody invested in something and your name on it and they want it back, give it back to them. Because life is about choices. Life is about between life and death. Do you want to live or you want to die? Because some people don't care about other people. Some people don't care about what you do or how you're doing it. Some people care about what you do and how you do it, especially if they got some investment in it. So if you if you that if you do what you do and the other person want the stuff back, give back to them. Because either that person gonna get you or karma gonna get you. Like I said, life is about life choices. Life choices. That's all it is about. Life choices. Life choices. Respect to you, especially men and women, you gotta make the right choice. Because if you don't make the right choice, your children's gonna be here growing up without you. Like this other story. Two women in Birmingham, Alabama, was pregnant by the same man. One was 36 and one was 21. The 21-year-old found out about the 36-year-old was pregnant by the same man that she was pregnant by, right? And instead of go talking to that little boy, I call him a little boy, She go confront the 36-year-old. She got her two other kids with her and one in the arm while pregnant. They get in an argument, and 21-year-old pulls out and unalive her in front of her three kids, two by side and one while she holding the other one. You're right, in Chicago. That's what a person does in certain cases should not get you alive. But she was playing a dangerous game, and a man who feels like uh or comes from building his own, and she's taking happens. Yeah, not only she was talking, she was flooding it online. It's all about life choices. See, she failed to realize that her choices and back to the other story. Nobody else put these two stories together. Both women were pregnant, and the woman, the 21-year-old who unalived the 36-year-old, is now facing capital murder charges and probably some other charges. Which in Alabama, capital murder charge, if she get convicted, she could be sentenced to death. They was said life is about choices. She could have made a better choice. She could both could have made a better choice than me. And that 21-year-old could have made a better choice of going to discuss it with that so-called man that got her pregnant and got the other one pregnant. So now, guess what? The child she was carrying might not gonna go up not knowing her, and the other woman, other three children had to grow up without her. So in all situations, in both situations, the man, first situation, man going when they catch it, he going to prison. The woman is unalive, and the other situation is going to prison for the rest of her life, or probably on death row. And the mother of them that was pregnant, 36-year-old, that had three kids already, isn't here. Choices. They're going to talk about life choices that you make. Life choices that you make. It could define the rest of your life and your children's life. Who the one? Who is the most? Who lost the most in them two situations? Who lost the most in them two situations? It was children who lost the most in that situation. Who got to live with that for the rest of life? In the first one, her son gonna live with that for the rest of life. She gonna have to get some help, some therapy. Her three children, her three children that was in Birmingham, the one that was on the arm, and they was standing beside it when that happened. Gonna have to get therapy and live with that the rest of their life. See, the second one, that 21-year-old that was pregnant, now her child gonna have to go without her. So guess what? The only big loser in all of this, both situations, is the kids. The kids is always the bigger loser in this situation. See, when you're thinking about self situation, people don't think about all the outcome, the consequences to their actions. Yeah, he had a consequence to his action for all the criminal activity that he did, and he was paying if he paid for it. Yeah, it's consequences to her actions too for doing what she did, and that's consequences to the 21-year-old actions for what she did. Think about it. Her child would have been the other woman had brother or sister. Think about it, people. And like I keep saying, we got to make better choices. The better choices is how we're gonna survive. Better choices is we got to think about, especially if you got kids. You got to think about more about yourself. You can't think about yourself. You got to think about your kids, your children that you have. If you make a bad choice, you're not going to suffer. Your children are going to suffer. Your children are the ones going to suffer the whole ordeal. Remember, people, I just came on for a quick live. Life choices. What kind of choice you going to make? Life choices is all about choosing. It's not about right or wrong. It's about life choices that you make. Yeah, we know we're going to make some choices that not good, but let's make choices that benefit us in the long run. Make choices that benefit us and our children in the long run. So life is about choice. How do you choose? How do you get around everything? How do you manage everything? Don't put yourself in a position to make the wrong choice. Because the choice that you make might be the last choice that you make. Like I said, in both situations, if the woman would have made a better choice, just go ahead and put the property back in his name. And when y'all would have made a better choice of going to talk to the man, or sit down and have a conversation with the other woman, try to work something out. It's all about choices. Yeah, he had a choices. The first one, he had a choice too. He had a choice to take that woman to court. Everybody in these situations had choices. But you know who didn't have no choice? The children in that situation. They had no choice in the situation where their parents did. They don't have no choice. Children do not have no choice when you're their parent. They don't have no choice. So I say to you, make better choices in life. Make better choices in life. And it is what it is. Peace, and I'm out.